Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us.
Hello and welcome to Sunday night edition of Between the Ropes. I am hosting tonight. Adam and Mess Around are out doing a little camping, as so they say. Who knows? They might show up at Clash of the Castle. You know, Triple H has been pulling a lot of sleepers out there, so who knows where they're at.
Yeah.
But I'm Big B. I'm joined by the EST of the Between the Ropes. Christy, how you doing?
Doing good. Ready to talk wrestling, ready to talk Raw, SmackDown, Clash of the Castle, NXT, whatever.
Yeah, I think to be called EST, I think you need to grow your hair out like Beyond Belair and get that long whip, and then every time you come on, you just start whipping the screen. All right. And then next to me is my backstop in most of my shows, the behind-the-scene guy. When he's on the top rope, he calls it the big sizzling bacon splash. Crispy Bacon, how you doing, bud?
Doing good. I think Triple H called me, and I'll probably be a Clash of the Castle. So I mean,
yeah, exactly. You know, God, that'd be amazing. But anyway, so let's get into our action. Got Raw. So Chris or Chrissy, one of you guys recap me on what happened on Raw. I know there was a big surprise that came out, which we'll talk about. But
Yep.
You know, I saw a little bit of it. You know, the matches to me were kind of so-so. But Chrissy, what do you think?
They're pretty much so-so. The only major bit of excitement, I think, towards the end of the show was Dexter Lumis kidnapping The Miz. Snuck up right behind him, took the helmet off, like, and drags The Miz back.
That was after. Didn't somebody else get arrested too on the other side of the corner? Do we know? Have we heard who that was at all? Or
I think it was some sort of fan who was asked to participate in the segment.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
okay. So it was probably some indie wrestler. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Gotcha.
And that was pretty exciting. And of course, Johnny Gargano debuting and everyone losing their minds over that. That was cool.
I've seen a lot of reaction videos, and I think somebody said it came right after a commercial break, like they opened with his music and the crowd just erupted. So yeah. So let's talk about that, Chrissy and Chris. So what do you think with Gargano coming back on Raw, super kicking? We thought maybe Austin Theory, which they kind of teased their little gimmick and stuff, which I didn't think it was going to happen. But Chris, what do you think? Got a little feud going on there?
I think at some point, yeah. I don't know if it's going to be for Theory's briefcase, but I think you're going to see a feud down the road. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to happen, I think, after the Clash at the Castle.
Yeah,
that's something that Triple H is he's throwing out a lot of things out there, kind of see what sticks with the fans. So, Christy, what do you think? What do you think they're going to go with that?
I think they might go with Gargano versus Theory. I don't know. There are people out there on social media who want them to have a match for the briefcase, but I wouldn't want that for Gargano because he just debuted on Raw, and there's no need to put him in a match like that where he could potentially cash in and not have success with it. So I would just rather build Gargano slowly, start with his feud with Theory, and just build it from there.
Yeah, I don't know. This whole Theory getting the case before Vince left, and then it just seems like Triple H. I don't know if they're kind of punishing him or what.
I have no idea.
We know that he was Vince's guy.
Yeah.
So I just think, what, Chris?
Oh, I was gonna say I did hear Triple H is still high on Theory.
Right.
Yeah. So possibly it could be one of those things that they want to, kind of get away from Vince's guy because he's been taking a lot of L's lately and a lot of beatdowns and
Claymore kicks and all that other stuff.
So I don't know.
He even took a kick. Even Gargano super kicked him in the face on Monday.
Oh,
So
he asked for it though. He said, "Give it to
Yeah.
me, give it to me," you know, and
he wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
You would think he was expecting a high five, not a kick to his face.
oh yeah.
That
But
was
man,
funny,
did
though.
that crowd erupt? I would have loved to have been in the building with that
Yeah.
one. So
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
and then and then you talked about it, Loomis kidnapping the Miz.
Mhm.
What do we think they're doing to Loomis? I mean, are they kind of making him? I don't even know what kind of character to think of. I mean, I know he's never been one to. He's always
Mhm.
had that, stare down and
Mhm.
never spoke. But I mean, Chrissy, what do you think?
I think they're trying to build him slowly as a character and having him do something like what he did this at NXT where he kidnapped Theory and then kidnapped Indy Hartwell, even though in her case she wanted to be kidnapped by Dexter
Yep, I
Lumis.
remember that.
Thus, the whole Index romance story was born out of all that stuff. So, I think that they don't want to push Dexter Lumis onto everybody too quickly. So they're trying to build him slowly. Like here's this dude who's lurking around. And it's kind of weird he's lurking around during AJ Styles' matches, and yet he didn't kidnap AJ, he kidnapped The Miz.
Yeah.
But
That's
didn't
weird,
he
but I did
he
hear
also-
an AJ Styles interview where he said he wanted to feud with an NXT guy, and since Dexter used to be an NXT guy, that might be where this is leading up to.
Yeah, could be. Chris, you were gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say that didn't Loomis appear on NXT?
He did.
Yep. Yep, and then got arrested.
Yeah.
Reunited with Indy Hartwell.
So
Yep.
I mean,
Gave her a note, and then he turned himself into the cops.
So I mean, bouncing shows like that, I don't know where they're going with that.
Yeah, that's just it's making me watch because it's like, okay, what are they gonna do with
Yeah.
Dexter Loomis and stuff, and everybody still thinks the hand that came out was him, and I still think it was different, but
There were people saying it was Bray. It wasn't Bray. It wasn't Bray Wyatt. It was Dexter.
The hand probably wasn't Bray. It was probably somebody else, but I think it was indicating Bray, kind of teasing,
Maybe.
So, and then the main event, I believe, was Edge versus Dexter.
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest, thank you. Chris, what did you think of that match and how it ended and what it could be setting up for?
I mean, it was good for Edge to, appear in his home, Providence or area.
He's from a suburb of Toronto.
Yeah, and kind of, have a match there. I think it's setting up to a 3-on-3 or mixed tag match.
Something like that.
At Clash at the Castle. But a lot of things can happen. Maybe Dominic Mysterio turn, so is in the works. I don't know. Too long. We've been waiting so long for it, so maybe not. It's not gonna happen.
Chrissy, what do you think?
I think this is definitely setting up. I'm thinking maybe Finn and Rhea Ripley versus Edge and Beth Phoenix, because Beth Phoenix did come into the ring and did threaten Rhea with a chair after, she and Rhea in the Judgment Day beat up Edge after he beat Damian Priest, which, by the way, contained a really awesome Canadian Destroyer in that match. That was cool, though, by Edge. But that's where I think I think it could lead up to another mixed tag match for Edge and Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, if it's not a mixed tag, I think it'll be a mixed 6-man. I think we'll see Judgment Day versus Edge and Beth and Ray, and that's where, again, like Chris stated, we kind of been pulling for a Dominic turn, and that might be where they set it up at.
Probably.
And kind of some kind of little love triangle with him and Rhea. I don't know.
Because she's been squeezing her legs against his head.
Yeah,
it's really it's like, oh jeez.
Yeah. So we also had a big return. Trish Stratus returned.
Hey.
Kind of threw her name out there to possible of a return to the ring. So Chrissy, what do you think of that?
I think it's cool, and the fact that the person she is possibly challenging is Bayley. I think that's even better. That's just even better. Bayley's been disrespecting Trish on social media.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I hope Trish shuts Bayley up.
Do you think we'll get that at Clash or Extreme Rules?
One or the other. I think Extreme Rules because it gives it more time to build it up. If you do it at Clash, it feels very rushed.
Yeah.
Well, but aren't they set? The Clash at the Castle is set for a 6-man, right?
I think
Or a 6-woman tag?
6 women is
It's-
Bianca,
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss, and
Asuka.
Asuka
Asuka.
versus
Yeah.
Bailey, Io, and Dakota.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
That's what that's
But,
set up for.
but also Raw this week, it's been announced we're going to get the women's tag final, which we kind of were talking about when they were going to do it. They didn't
Yeah.
announce it, but they announced it last week that the finals will be tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chris,
Yeah.
we got Io and
Dakota.
versus
Aaliyah and Raquel.
Yeah.
is that who it was? Okay, I did miss who the finals were. So
Okay.
guys, who are we taking? Chrissy, who are you taking?
I would love to see Raquel and Aaliyah win, but I think it's going to be Dakota Kai and Io Shirai. That's what
Sure.
I'm ultimately thinking will happen.
Well, since you got, I'm gonna say Dakota and Io. I
Mhm.
mean, if this was a Clash at the Castle, I'd probably go Aaliyah, only because
Okay.
you still have that other match.
Yeah.
But maybe Sasha returns tomorrow. Sasha Banks.
Sasha and Naomi.
And then they move it to Clash at the Castle.
Mm.
For, you know.
Triple threat, maybe?
If they
I don't know.
no, because if they move it to Clash of the Castle, it'll be because Banks and Naomi return, and Raquel and Aaliyah win. So then they'll have a tag match at Clash of the Castle for the titles. But I'm with you guys. I think Dakota and Io are going to win. And then I have a feeling that Bailey's going to want to up the ante a little bit, and we're going to have a triple threat tag match, all titles on the line. If Bailey's team win, or if Belair's team wins, they get the tag titles and she keeps the women's title.
Mm-hmm.
If Bailey wins, they keep the tag titles and Bailey gets to become the Raw Women's Champion. That's what I think is going to happen.
Ooh.
Now I did hear that Bailey wants to add more to her.
How much more is there
people.
to add to the mix there?
Who
Maybe
would they
that's
add?
I've heard one name brought up that could join Bailey, Dakota, and Io, and that's Tegan Knox. That's one name I've heard, but I can't be too
Yeah,
sure.
Tegan Knox has got that attitude that they got.
Mm-hmm.
But when she
And Dakota used to be a team called Team Kick before Dakota turned heel and turned on Tegan and everything. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
they need to come up with the name. It can't just be Bailey's Girls. I mean, it's
No,
got to come up with.
I think they did come up with a name, and it was Control because if
Oh,
I remember when they came out at SummerSlam, Bailey had tweeted out some of the lyrics to the Janet Jackson song Control, like this is a story about control, my control.
Okay.
So I think that's what they ultimately decided on.
okay, because the announcers are still calling them Bailey and Dakota and all them. So
I don't know.
yeah, so anything else on Raw that we need to touch base on that you guys saw? That I might have missed.
They did announce Kurt Angle is going to be on tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Kurt
going to be on
Angle's
tomorrow
back.
because it's his hometown and it's Pittsburgh.
Does he officially announce his retirement again?
No, I don't know what he's doing.
Because I know he's announced that he's not going to wrestle anymore. He has stated that.
Yeah,
He did say recently, never say never.
yeah, that's true.
Oh, he has gone back. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He
Gotcha.
has.
so that'll be interesting to watch. I hope not. I mean, we saw Ric Flair have his final match, and
Well, he did.
Big
That
controversy
was
with that.
painful.
Yeah,
That
He
was
did
so
return
painful.
in a mix, right? Well, not a mix, but he was part of the Shield,
Mm-hmm.
honorary Shield member. I should
Oh
say.
yeah, he was,
that
yeah,
was-
at TLC, but that's when
That was
Moxley
here.
used Ambrose into his
Yeah.
elbow when he and
yeah,
Rollins did a table drop. It dropped,
Yeah.
came off. Yeah, that's when he hurt the
yeah.
triceps
That was
tendon in
back.
his
That was
elbow.
back to Minnesota. Here, that was their.
Mhm.
Yeah, that
It
was
was some
bad.
kind of dumpster match too. Or I remember.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a cool match to
Oh,
watch.
Yeah, the
Braun
last
Yeah.
dumpster
was it
match
Braun
I saw was on
Strowman?
AEW. It was a trash
Yeah.
match. It was Acclaimed versus
Right.
Billy Gunn's two
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
That was
So
crazy.
if there's nothing else to cover on Raw, let's move over to SmackDown. This I was working. I barely had time to see it. I saw Corbin lose. I saw the little graffiti that Pat McAfee.
Yeah, his telestrator. He's
his
doing
telestrator.
Pat McAfee channeling his inner John Madden with the telestrator.
Which is hilarious.
Boom, like that.
Yeah. So I've read, speaking of Corbin, I've read that they're throwing out the idea of bringing back Sad Corbin,
Oh,
the losing streak Corbin. Which,
means
if Triple H is watching, or if anybody knows Triple H and can get him, please bring back the Lone Wolf Corbin.
Yes.
I mean,
I think I have an idea with that.
all right, go Chris. You throw out your idea.
They're going to go through the stages again, except in reverse.
Oh, go back. Oh, that
kind of
one.
like the stages of grief.
Yeah, because if you're saying he's going back to Sad Corbin, then he'll be back to Lone Wolf Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
Or
well, yeah, but you got King Corbin in there somehow. So how would they?
I don't know.
They got to ring a King of the Ring again, so he wins that again and does nothing with it. I really hope they go back to Lone. I know he would have to grow his hair out or something, but
he can be a Lone Wolf and not have hair.
Yeah,
he's already gone bald anyway.
Exactly, but yeah, he's got to go back to the Lone Wolf and kind of, even join Judgment Day. I think would be a good fit for him. So, all right, Chrissy, what else happened on SmackDown that we need to discuss?
Drew McIntyre getting the crap beaten out of him by the Bloodline. Then Roman Reigns puts a chair over him, sits down with both belts, and is like, "These are mine." And Sami Zayn's behind him, thinking he's not a member of the Bloodline.
and if they're
Sami Zayn, that guy is going to. I've been calling this since he starts. This whole storyline of him kissing the Bloodline's butts. I've been calling this. He's going to get his butt kicked. They are going to beat him up. They're going to throw him out. Say, "Oh, you were never an honorary Uso. Get out of here."
I think that's going to come when their little brother, I think it's a brother.
Yeah, young Solo Sikoa.
So I think when he gets that call up, I think is when they'll push Sami out there.
Yeah, so, beat him up.
Yeah, Chris, what do you think? With the Jews,
if you're really pushing for Drew to win, you're not doing a good job.
Yeah,
no.
I mean,
this feels like a really sloppy build up to that match.
It kind of feels like they're saying, or they're telling the fans Roman's going to retain.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's totally honest. And again, if he retains, who on the roster is going to beat Roman Reigns? I mean, every big guy that stepped up, he's beaten. So
Cody Rhodes is not healthy enough yet to come back.
Who?
Cody Rhodes. Yeah, Cody is still rehabbing his injury. He's not ready to come back yet.
You also got Cross.
Well, yeah, Karrion Kross can step. I think he can do it if Drew McIntyre isn't able to.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is how is it going to be booked, and
Yeah, how are you going to build up the storyline there?
Yeah, exactly. So
you're kind of looking towards Survivor Series too.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and they're still throwing out there that The Rock, and it's like I think. I mean, personally. I think the Rock Roman Reigns match, I think right now ain't gonna happen, and it's not gonna be for a title.
No.
If it's gonna be anything, it's gonna be for the passing of the
passing of the
torch. Yes.
Right.
For the family.
Yeah.
If Roman does not drop a belt by Survivor Series, I could see whoever's the NXT champion.
Which right now is Braun Breaker, but that could change due to NXT Worlds Collide happening.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Breaker versus Tyler Bate.
But I could see somebody from NXT taking on Roman.
Right. Best bet, in my opinion, is Braun Breaker if he loses to Tyler Bate at Worlds Collide.
Yeah, but then how do you get him losing and then bring him up and push him? I mean, I know they've done it with KO, and I know they've done it with Samoa Joe and all those guys.
True.
To lose a title and then call them up and stuff. But
you don't have to. It's not a title versus title. It's Survivor Series.
Yeah, no, and I get that. I just I don't know. I mean, Braun would probably be third or fourth guy I think down the road.
Probably
be thrown Roman Reigns.
That's
but
true.
Again, we've also talked that rumor has it that USA wants Raw to have a champion. So
yep,
We'll see what I think. Clash of the Castle is going to be a highly watched pay-per-view just to kind of see what goes on.
Yep.
But they also wanted the TV-14 rating, but I think Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, I heard
shot that
Stephanie
down.
nixed that idea.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that, and I was like, oh, come on now.
So I mean, anything can happen.
True,
That,
they
that's
can.
Yeah.
one thing I don't see Roman dropping titles till after WrestleMania.
Really?
My
Wow.
God, they've got a. I can see him maybe losing one belt. One belt. If USA Network is that serious about wanting Raw to have a champion, then you got to have Roman at least lose one of those two belts.
Yep.
But they're also serious about TV-14, but
They are.
Yep.
I think, but I think Stephanie is just.
What is it? Still PG?
It's still
Yeah.
PG, yeah.
Well, they probably want it because they see what AEW is doing.
A lot
with
of
their
cursing.
matches. Yeah.
There's
They
cursing and there's bleeding. Well, blading actually, not actual bleeding,
or
unless
they
someone has a
wanted
little
the
cut on their
TV
forehead.
They wanted the TV-14 so that way they didn't have to censor the fans.
Right.
Yeah.
with
Because the
language.
fans are like saying or they're cursing and they're chants and
Yeah.
everything, and WWE doesn't have time to hit the button multiple times, say nope, we
Mhm.
can't, no,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Yeah.
They can't censor that really if it's happening live.
Yeah.
Whereas AEW, they'll bleep out the F word, even though there was one occasion the F word got dropped and it wasn't bleeped by TBS.
Yeah. So continue with SmackDown.
Mhm.
What else? What else happened, Chris?
Let's see, Street Profits were on, and they
We want the smoke.
they had an interaction with Hit Row.
That was cool.
Okay.
Something about a Street
Mhm.
Profits and Hit Row versus Maximum Male Models and
Ooh.
Los Lotharios.
Ooh,
Excuse me.
Match, but
that could be an opening to Clash of the Castle, or
Could
maybe this Friday. I
That'd
mean,
be fun.
oh.
That would be fun.
We did talk about, or somebody brought up, something else that happened on SmackDown. New Day returning.
yeah.
New Day.
Viking Raiders came out, and
New Day rocks.
Chrissy. So what happened with that little
Well,
encounter?
I think the Viking Raiders had something going on in the ring, and apparently the New Day came out. Xavier Woods was in a wheelchair, and after a while, I think as Xavier Woods pulls the blanket off and pulls two kendo sticks out of the pocket in his pants, stands up and start beating up on the Viking Raiders. I was like, "You sneaky bastard! You snuck in. You had the kendo sticks on you and everything."
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
hoping
line.
this leads to a match between both of these teams.
Oh, it will. It will.
And
but I
whoever
just,
wins will
Extreme
faces the
Rules.
Usos for the tag titles. That's what I want to see happen.
I think Extreme Rules. These
There you
two-
go.
yeah,
That would be a good one.
but again, I mean, we've seen the Usos and New Day fight,
Mhm.
multi times. Great matches.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Rivalry is a great rivalry between
Yeah,
these two.
it is. I'd like to see Viking Raiders, start making a run. I mean,
Yeah, me too.
again, we're talking about Roman Reigns holding the titles forever.
hmm
I mean, I
And
know
the-
the Usos just got the Raw tag titles a few months ago, but I mean,
Right.
it's time to, put the belts on somebody else. I think
Yeah.
so.
And hopefully Triple H lets that happen. Viking Raiders versus Usos,
Yep.
and Usos lose the tag titles.
Yep. All right, Chrissy. Anything else SmackDown related?
As far as I know, well, besides Liv versus Shayna, I did post in the chat the training video between Liv and
Yeah.
Riddle. Yeah. Which I thought was really cool. Her
Oh.
working with another
Yep.
superstar, and the fact Riddle's a trained MMA fighter. And he understands these submissions and the kind of moves that Shayna uses, and helping Liv learn how to counter this stuff. That's pretty cool to see, and I hope what she learns from him to help her in her match at Clash of the Castle against Shayna.
Well, when you
Yeah.
brought up Riddle,
I like it.
forgot that over on Raw, Seth and Riddle had their little clash.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
That-
they're gonna fight each
Yeah.
other. There's no question
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
yeah, they're really pulling it off. I mean,
They are.
they're really pulling it off as hatred, and I don't know
Mhm.
the backstage heat between the two, but they're working really well together. So hopefully
Yeah.
it's one of those things.
I mean,
But
I'm
back
sure they're
to
cool with each other backstage.
yeah.
It's just on stage. they really give off that vibe that
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
we really don't like each other, so we're gonna beat the crap out of each other.
It's been good
So-
It just works.
storytelling, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Liv versus Shayna class
Mhm.
at the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool seeing Riddle help her, and you know, I mean, you know, we're all wrestling fans. We know they have friendships outside of some of
Yeah.
them have friendships outside of the ring, and you know, stuff like that. They do stuff, so it was cool
Yeah.
to see. I still probably I'm taking Shayna at the Clash of the Castle. I just hopefully they don't do what they did Ronda
Mhm.
versus Liv like they did.
Yeah, that was at SummerSlam.
Yeah, make her
Yeah,
win
that was
on a back call.
right.
You know, so
I mean, I would rather it just be a clean win. Either
Yep.
but no matter who wins, it just be a clean win.
Do you think Ronda will come out?
I hope not.
Clash of the
I'm suspecting she
Castle?
will, though.
I demand a rematch.
I think that'll set up Saturday or Friday.
All right.
I think we'll see some kind of Ronda coming out and says she wants the winner
Right.
at the next match or next week or
Mm-hmm.
after the class. I don't see no 3-way.
No, no
But
triple
again-
threat.
You know, but again, you know, Triple H could, you know, throw a curveball and say,
Mhm.
"Yep, we want a triple threat," and you know, to start, you know, and then you start the Ronda Rousey Shayna Baszler feud because we know
Yep.
that's what they've been cramming for. So
They've been hinting at it.
yeah, who would be the face in that one? I mean,
Maybe Shayna.
yeah, I think Shayna would.
You already have Ronda as a heel, so
Yeah.
I think
Well,
Shayna
and
would be
Ronda's-
the face of this one.
And,
Yeah.
and Shayna's kind of been, you know, like, what are you doing? You know, she's kind of been, you know,
Mhm.
being the face outside of her matches, but you know, I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see if that ever comes to tuition. So,
Right.
so guys, let's you know, since it's the three of us, and we, you know, last week with Ace and you know, mess around, we covered Clash and our predictions.
Yep.
Mhm.
So far, let's move into what Triple H has been doing. What overall your impression on and the direction WWE is going, Chrissy? What do you think?
I like where it's going. I mean, it's subtle, but the changes are definitely there. You can definitely see that there are people who were released when Vince McMahon was in charge. They're coming back, and Triple H is putting them in really good situations. I really like that. And I did hear Triple H is thinking of tweaking the designs on several WWE title belts.
Yep.
I saw one it looked like is like straight out of the movie Black Panther.
Oh, okay.
That was funny. But
Well,
Yeah.
I know. I've also heard too that he might bring back the old school style look with
yeah, like the Winged Eagle one.
the Wingo belt.
There you go. There
yeah.
you go. I like that.
The old IC title.
Mhm.
They definitely if they scrap any titles, it's got to be those ugly
Hmm.
tag titles.
They're not
Well,
very nice looking.
No, to me
They sound
well when they
horrible.
first brought them out in copper, they looked like big gold pennies. Now they look like big nickels. I mean,
Yeah, they do.
you know. So, Chris, what's your thoughts on Triple H's run so far?
It feels more relaxed. I feel like they're superstars or wrestlers now. I mean,
Yeah,
they're having a little more fun. They're more
Mhm.
relaxed.
It's
laid
more
back.
loose.
Yeah.
well, and
They're
I
getting
think
a lot-
even the commentators are even having fun. I mean, there've been multi, you know, talks as they're
Mhm.
commentating. God, you're a lot better when you're quiet. Yep, that was before. Now I can speak my
Right.
mind. You know.
I was
and stuff
Corey
like
Graves saying
that.
that to Michael Cole.
Yeah.
I've just noticed since Pat McAfee's been made Cole's commentary partner, he's a little bit more looser. It's more fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
And especially with Vince McMahon gone now and he doesn't have him yelling in his headset, Michael Cole is just I think he's letting go and he's just having a blast.
No,
Right,
it
yeah.
definitely. I do see that. You know, Chris's point. It seems like everybody's just having fun. You know, the fans seem to be enjoying it more.
Oh yeah.
Depending on
Yeah.
who you read, I mean, some posts I've seen, some wrestler groups, you know, they're still claiming for Vince to be there. Triple H has done nothing. You know, you just
Yeah.
can't make anybody happy. So,
That's true.
And you also have storytelling, I think.
Mhm.
yeah, we're going to get back to some storytelling and,
Yeah. Storytelling
hopefully-
is getting better.
yep, no doubt about that. It is.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't feel rushed. It doesn't feel like they're skipping over things.
Nope.
You know, feel like it's well written out. Sounds like it feels like it feels like the wrestlers also have some kind of input on
Yeah.
what direction they want to go, and doesn't seem like we've been hearing Vince showed up and a last minute change to this
Mhm.
match,
Or
or
he ripped up the script
yeah,
before the
and
show
we
started.
rewrote it in 5 minutes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure they
So
have
speaking of-
plans now.
what's that, Chris?
I'm sure they have plans. Okay, if this happens,
Mhm.
here's where we can
Yeah,
go.
I mean, there's definitely plan B, because if somebody gets seriously injured, they gotta flip the script a little bit.
Yeah.
But
They gotta tweak it.
But it's not
Yeah,
gonna be in
exactly.
5 minutes.
yeah, exactly. They've gotten this is like a little bit better. So
Yeah.
speaking of rumors and us being fans and how we want to see things,
Mm-hmm.
Chrissy, let's give out 5, but we'll go around the horn one. What is like one person you want to see come back, and what kind of storyline would you like to see Triple H put them in, or tag team, or
Or
whoever?
tag team. Well, let's see. Johnny Gargano's back. I'd like to see him in a feud with Seth Rollins.
Okay,
I think
That's
that would
a good
be
one.
kind of cool.
I think that would be a good one. I think the stepping stone would be, possibly Theory first, and then go into stuff. Seth. That'd be a good one. I definitely would like to.
I don't know. It's just I know a lot of people have wanted that kind of dream match, and
Mhm.
I kind of think it's a pretty cool idea of Johnny Gargano versus Seth Rollins. I think it would be really cool.
Yeah, Chris, how about you? What's the one? With somebody that come back or wants to come back, or Triple H brings in rumored. What do you think?
I think a lot of people want the Fiend. Bray Wyatt, Fiend. I don't know who you come back as, but something like that. Maybe go back to feuding with Seth a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to see them bring Bray Wyatt back. That's definitely one of mine. Who to feud with? One, you got to decide on what character you want to bring back. Because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
do you bring him back as the Fiend? Because he got smoked at WrestleMania after one RKO, so he's not gonna. I mean, how can you? But they've done it with the Undertaker. Brought him back bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
But that's definitely one a feud with. Man, I'm open to anybody. I mean,
Yeah.
Seth Rollins would be a good one. Put him in the title picture right away.
Mhm.
Chris, your idea, a class where, Roman loses, but only loses one belt, and then, they come out and say, well, Roman, you got one more match, and, that could be a surprise. I can see that happening. So,
Theory
Or-
cash in, maybe.
yeah, maybe, who knows?
Yeah,
Chrissy, who's like the second one you kind of want them to see come back or bring back?
Oh boy. It's a lot of good ones. I know Bray Wyatt's the big one, but I wouldn't want him to come back as Wyatt family, Bray, or the Fiend, because those got ruined. I'd want Bray to come back as a kind of I don't know, why don't you mix the two up a little bit? A little bit of Wyatt family Bray and a little bit of the Fiend mixed together, like this new badass version of Bray Wyatt. I don't know.
Kind of like
Could they bring Bray Wyatt back? Maybe with Bo Dallas and have a team. I mean,
Probably.
would that
if
work?
Bo Dallas wants to come back.
I heard.
Could that work? I mean,
Maybe it could. Maybe when I don't know. It's possible. I mean, Bo Dallas has tag team experience with Curtis Axel, but
well, and if I remember right, I think in the indie scenes, I think they wrestled together.
yeah,
too. So
yeah. So maybe that might work. You bring Bray back, and then you bring in Bo Dallas. You put them together. You create this, I don't know, badass tag team or something like that.
maybe you bring the dad, IRS, in as their manager or something. I mean,
Maybe. We'll see.
Triple H has got a lot up his sleeve.
He does.
Another name heard about, of course, Naomi and Sasha Banks coming back, which I think is a given. They're going to come back. Just how?
I think now it's a given. I don't think it was when Vince was around, but
No, it definitely wasn't. It definitely was not a given when Vince was around. I think it's more now.
Mm.
Because Triple H has come out and said he wants to rewrite some of the wrongs. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of things Vince did that Triple H didn't agree with.
yeah. So
By
I
the
mean,
way, hi Isaiah, and
what's up, Isaiah?
Ace isn't here right now.
Yep. And this is Wrestle Talk
Yes.
between the ropes. Talks about wrestling. So
Mhm.
we're not going to have any wild takes that you can skate 130
Mhm.
miles an hour. But so anyway, so let's move on.
Moving on.
Bray Wyatt or not Bray Wyatt? Braun
Bray
Strowman.
Braun Strowman, control your narrative.
Yeah. Do we
Is that
see
still
him coming
going?
back anytime soon?
No, I hope not.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know.
I wanna
It's
see
just-
him back.
I mean, they had opportunities to push him to the moon and beyond, and they dropped the ball
And-
on him
that
so
was
bad. And
And that was Vince. I mean,
that was Vince. I know Triple H probably would have made sure Braun had the proper push back then. He wouldn't have paired him up with a kid for a tag team match at WrestleMania. He wouldn't have had him go up against Goldberg. He wouldn't have had him win the tag team titles with Seth Rollins. That was a weird matchup, and I didn't like it. But that was a little too weird. But
I gotta
I
remember
don't
that
know.
one.
I guess it
That
depends
must have
on-
really threw me off. I don't remember Braun and
That was like in 2019, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, that
Was
was
it?
actually 2018. I think was Braun Strowman wins the tag team titles with a kid named Nicholas, who I now
Yeah.
think is an indie wrestler.
And he
I think
was-
he
he
got
was-
a
he was-
contract with AEW. He's just not of legal age to actually do it yet.
and he was one of the ref's sons. That's why he
Yes,
was in
he
there.
was. He
But I
was.
don't recall Braun Strowman winning the take title with Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
He
that was
did.
back in 19.
2019, they won. It was a random pair up.
But
Okay.
They won, and then they lost the tag teams, and then they went up
Yes.
against each other for the Universal title.
yeah, it
Oh,
was like a
That's
two,
the
It
one.
was like a twofer.
Yeah, it was a 2-for match. It was 2 matches one night.
Yeah.
gotcha.
And
I do
it
recall
just-
that now. I do recall that.
It was just weird.
I was having an Isaiah moment there for a second. I do recall that. Okay. So Braun Strowman, Chris, what do you think? Chris is,
I
kind of
like
on
the
the
idea.
fence a little bit.
I am.
I
So-
like the idea. I mean, Triple H he'll find some way to fit him in the roster, I think.
And what I'd like to see happen, and we know watching wrestling over the years, a lot of things rewrite themselves.
They do.
Storylines re-pop up.
Mm-hmm.
What about this crazy idea? Chrissy kind of mentioned their Total Control Wrestling, Braun and
Control your
EC3.
narrative.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
What about having EC3 and Braun Strowman just NWO and kind of show up and,
That doesn't sound too bad.
kind of bring their guys in,
Like have a
Kind of
control your
like a-
narrative invasion of WWE, probably.
Yeah. What about that kind of idea?
That's a nice idea, though.
EC3 got like totally pushed out of the company. Though.
He did.
Oh, out of Total Control, really?
No, out of
WWE.
Oh, yeah, but again, Vince was, behind all that,
He
and-
was. With
You know,
Triple
'cause
H,
they
I
tried
think
to push
EC3
him-
gets a chance.
Yeah.
But he got pushed out twice,
Mm-hmm.
I believe. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. One was he was, I don't want to say a jobber, but NXT type. Then he went over to Impact. Then they brought him back.
Yeah.
So again, Vince was behind a lot of things, and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I think that'd be a kind of a swift idea. Now I know AEW's kind of done the open door or forbidden door kind
Forbidden
of.
Door, yeah.
Yeah, the forbidden door.
Mhm.
Triple H, I've read reports that he's kind of opened up to the idea. Of course, everybody's throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say Forbidden Door happens, AEW versus WWE. Chrissy, what's like one or a couple matches? We can go one at a time, but what's like a big match you would like to see between those two companies?
Roman Reigns versus John Moxley.
Ooh,
I was kind of going
Oh.
that route, but John
Yeah,
Moxley
and then
and
I
Seth
think for a
Rollins.
women's match, I would probably go Becky Lynch versus Britt Baker.
okay.
Those
I
are
like
those are the two that are first and foremost in my mind.
Okay, Chris, how about you? You said you go Roman and John Moxley. Who else?
Oh, let's see. Seth. Oh, that's already happened. Couple of them already happened, but maybe not in this. Like,
Well, yeah. I mean, we know they got a lot of guys over there, but I mean,
I would like to
Yeah.
see I'd like to see a Jericho Kevin Owens again.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, the new style Jericho.
Yeah.
Or you could go. Oh, I'll let you hear first. Or say yours first.
MFJ has to come back for it to work, but
MJF.
MJF, yep,
Yeah.
MFJ.
Against
Man, my
Judo.
mind's really gone. Sorry, guys,
Yeah,
but
that's all right.
Against
I
Judo.
think like the Miz and him,
I was
I think
thinking
would be a
that,
good
yeah.
match.
Miz
I was
versus
thinking
MJF. Yeah, they're both
Yeah,
big talkers on. They're both huge talkers on the mic, and they wrestle when they want to.
But MJF was part of WWE a long time ago.
That was in the
very
backstage.
long.
He got pushed by Samoa Joe in a segment where he was just walking with the guy, and then
But
like,
he was an
That
indie
might-
wrestler at the
Was he on
time,
Tough
and
that was
yeah,
like eons ago.
yeah. Also maybe like Powerhouse Hobbs versus Big E if Big E comes back. I think would be a good
I
one.
like that.
Let's do Street Profits versus Young Bucks, possibly. I mean,
Yeah,
Yo.
Super Kick Party versus We Want the Smoke.
yeah,
Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross again.
No, they had that in NXT, but
yeah.
that might be different this time around.
Well, let's go. How about this? We go Hit Row versus Keith Lee and Swerve. I mean,
Wait.
know?
But Swerve was a
see.
part of Hit Row when he was in NXT.
exactly.
He was
Exactly.
and then he left
Yep.
when
Belair
AEW was
versus
tag team
Jaden,
champion with Keith Lee.
Yep. Belair versus Jada.
Jade Cargill.
Jay Cargill. Yep.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that would be a good one.
Let me think here. I'm trying to think of another one.
Who's
Ooh, oh wait. Sasha Banks versus. I'm trying to think. I would have done Sasha Banks
Athena?
versus Jade Cargill myself.
That could work too. That could work too.
Yeah, there you go.
who's their Mid-Atlantic champion?
Pac,
Pac, yeah.
the bastard Pac.
You could do him versus Gunther.
Ooh.
That would be kind of a good one.
Or Gunther
Pac
is
versus
really
Ricochet,
big.
or,
Pac is small and quick.
yeah, Pac versus Ricochet or
Ooh.
Nakamura. I mean, it would be a good one.
Oh, wait a minute. I got one right here. I'm thinking.
Go ahead.
Current TNT champion Wardlow
Hmm.
versus the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Ooh.
I
I
know the
actually thought,
phenomenal one.
I thought for sure you were gonna say Bobby Lashley. 'Cause I think
That's another
Power
one as
versus
well.
Power.
I mean, AJ was first in my head, and then I was like, wait a minute, Wardlow and Lashley are kind of physically built the same. They have the same power and everything like that. They're both really good. That might work too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of thinking, you could even, team or Orange Cassidy versus The Miz, kind of the cockiness attitude.
Miz sees Orange Cassidy stick his hands in his pockets. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm the Miz. Why do you have your hands in your pocket?
Or, maybe like a Miz Theory tag team versus Cassidy and MJF. I mean, a bunch of egos. I mean, Cassidy's, I know, not a big ego, but he's
so chill and cool.
He is so chill. He's got that chill ego,
to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how that guy's not won a title yet.
I know. Well, he's in the Trios tag team tournament in AEW with Trent and Chuck Taylor of Best Friends.
Yeah, trio title. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, people have been asking for AEW to have those trios tag team belts for years.
We've talked about that on Tuesday Night Mania. They got so many belts. They're like Oprah handing out belts. You get a belt. I get a belt. You get a belt. But
well,
no, it'd be cool. I think down the road I could see a forbidden door between with Triple H and Tony Khan kind of reaching out to each other.
Yeah.
Right now possibly not, because there was an email supposedly sent out by Tony Khan
to Stephanie saying don't tamper. Yeah. No tampering.
Which I get that, and I mean, granted, we know they got the contacts for all the wrestlers that were gone. So they talk. We're not dumb. It's just like sport athletes talking to each other.
But they call that tampering.
No, you're right. It's called tampering. That's why when coaches are asked, so what about this player? Well, he's under contract to another team, so I can't really specify what's
Right.
So I get that, but
It's like LeBron James and whoever else going, hey, let's have lunch.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah. The players can talk to each other, but ownership
Yeah, they can talk to each other. Owners,
Right.
no, it's a whole different story there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, with that being said, guys, I mean, any other news that we haven't seen, haven't heard, or you guys come across that we might have missed?
Mm, I would, but it's all AEW related and it's meant for Tuesday Night Mania.
Let's see.
Yeah, because I haven't seen nothing. I can't really look right now by my phone, but
yeah,
so,
I know next week I'm not going into too much, but I know next week's SmackDown's taped.
Yeah, because they're having to go to
video.
Wales for Clash at the Castle.
yeah.
Which is
So
smart.
They have to. They got to get it out of the way.
And speaking of that, since kind of going back to Raw a little bit, we'll close with this. Rumor has it after Raw, Edge came out and said that he plans to retire next year officially in Toronto.
Hey, I like that.
So right now, early candidates, who do you guys see being that final match for Edge? Chrissy, who would you like to see?
I don't think they faced each other yet. AJ Styles. I mean, it's an idea. I don't know if they'll do it or not.
Chris, how about you? Who?
Christian Cage, maybe?
No, he's in AEW.
That's the big name. That's the big name that's been thrown out there. He does still have a contract at the time. When I think he signed through 2024, somebody said. So
I think so. Yeah.
That's when there were big talks about, okay, maybe they do Forbidden Door. Hey, you guys give us Christian Christian to have at this final match as a tag team or something.
Yeah.
You give us, whoever.
MJF and some other dude.
Yeah, WWE will get Christian for a night. AEW will get.
You could also probably do Daniel Bryan. Or
Bryan Danielson, yeah, you could.
Yeah, because
he didn't really have that Bryan Danielson didn't have that last match.
No, he didn't. It was like he lost Roman, and the next thing you know, he's not there anymore.
Well, it was Roman Edge.
Yeah. Oh yeah, WrestleMania.
Yeah, but right now it just sits. AJ is definitely a good one. Possibly I can see them doing a mixed tag with Beth Phoenix and him versus, whoever at the time,
Yeah.
Just to get that final match for them together, get their moment, but again, Edge might want his own moment and Beth would respect that. And, AJ, I think, would be the leading candidate in my eyes to definitely give that one match too. Maybe Kevin Owens. They're both from Canada. I mean,
could be.
So with that being said, guys, let's go around the room. I know we're cutting it, early, about 10 minutes, but there's only 3 of us instead of the typical 5 because, like I said, the other 2 guys are hiding, waiting for that phone call from Triple H. Who knows? Maybe Dragon Viper slapped them both, like he threatened to do to Brock Lesnar. Who knows? I mean, but anyways, Chrissy, what's your final thoughts?
Final thoughts are it should be a really exciting week leading up to Clash at the Castle. I'm excited for it.
All right, Chris, how about you? Final thoughts and give us a little C2C preview.
No, it's going to be a good Clash at the Castle. It's an early start, afternoon start, morning start.
And that's what, the 5th?
4th.
4th,
no,
okay.
3rd.
Okay.
AEW's All Out is the day after.
Okay.
C2C is going to... We had a morning tailgate this morning. We also have Tuesday Night Mania, I think pushed to 9:30 Central. And then, we have OVW, Creeping It Real, a bunch of great shows. So just keep it coast to coast.
Yep. This morning tailgate, if you guys didn't catch it, watch the replay. We kind of laid out our fantasy football team celebrity style. So nobody that really had an NFL career, we'll just throw that out there because we did pick a couple guys that toyed with the NFL. But Tuesday Night Mania is coming back, 9:30, like Chris said. But before that, please tune into On Deck. On Deck, C2C is going to go. We're going to go a little bananas this week. We got Savannah Bananas broadcast announcer Micah coming on. Chat a little Savannah Banana baseball, and if you guys haven't watched them, watch their clips. They're
documentary on
they're the
ESPN.
documentary. They're the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, and I never thought I would see that. But the stuff they do, and and I definitely want to get the behind the idea of fans catching the ball and giving them an out. I want to really know how that came
That
about.
sounds cool.
And how it's scored in the scorebook, because each house recorded. I want to know how they record that one, but definitely check that out Tuesday night, 7 Central.
Yep.
Definitely Chris will be posting it. So with that being said, guys, thank you, Chris, for coming on. Chris, you do a great job. I'm the host, Big B. So check us out next week when the crowds, the band's back together on Between the Ropes. Have a good week, guys.
Good night.